All right, guys, a very quick Friday video. I don't normally shoot videos on Friday, but yeah, it was pretty crazy market action today. Unfortunately, we gave back the highs. There was some obviously headline-driven stuff on the tape, but generally what happens before a three-day weekend is people kind of pare down a little bit of risk anyway. That's probably why we didn't shoot right back up today, but. There's a couple things to kind of to look at for this week, and we've come a long way since last week, right? I mean, if you would have said that we would have finished up as much as we would from the depths of Friday, I think you would be pretty happy all in all. And this week in the trading room was really great. I mean, we really profited from the situation and really manage things well, and that's what our job is to do in the trading room, is to kind of keep the right mindset, provide some analysis, find some really clever and nice trades on the tape, and ultimately profit from the situation. But right now I think you want to analyze things if you've got positions on, of course, generally looking at the indices first, and then drawing into some single names, because a lot of single names are going to look very different than the indices. But for today we have a doji, so there's not really much else to kind of take away from the S&P chart, other than we're back above the 50-day moving average. This is non-dividend adjusted, by the way, in Thinkorswim right now. So we are above the 50-day moving average. We're still sitting below the February value area, but again, really nice, a really nice move. And my opinion, which again doesn't mean very much, but my opinion is some things are going to continue to rally and some things are going to fail. But ultimately, just watch price. I mean, that's the most important thing here, and use signals and try to be as objective as possible. You don't want to be held to your opinions. You want to be able to analyze. You don't want to be, personally, I try not to be a perma anything, a perma bear, perma bull. That really gets you caught. If you can't look at things objectively and do your analysis properly and stick to your trading system, you could get caught on either side, right? So yeah, for the week, what did we have? We had the S&P was up 4.4%. I mean, you could see a lot of fours here for the major averages. Qs outperformed. They were up 5.6%. Emerging markets even better, up 6.7%. Sector-wise, some of these things, I mean, look at the metals and mining group, and that was mainly today. I think the metals and mining group, actually maybe the last couple of days, metals and mining was up 2.5%. They were up 11.3% for the week, so really strong. Look at the Chinese internets, and even the solar names are in here. Steel names, which really got a big, huge move today. The SLX ETF, that was up 2.5% today. So that's a huge week for some of these names. I mean, and a lot of different names participating. Look at the banks, up 5.3% for the week. And then if you go into international, a lot of, I mean, look at South Africa, which they had an election there, which kind of drove that. But, I would say even your frontier markets, look at Vietnam, up 9.4%. South Africa is in that frontier ETF. The frontier ETF that I'm talking about is FM. Frank Mary, but a lot of these areas. Look at South Korea, up 7.3%. So emerging markets very, very strong this week. So what do you do at this point, right, with certain charts? Well, you have to respect things, and patience. And when I say patience both on holding positions and patience on waiting for the right setups as well. So we talked a lot about patience this week, but I think with really holding positions, you take a look at two different names, right? Completely, like I said, each name is going to be different. Look at AbbVie. Would I sell AbbVie here? No. Would I sell AbbVie here now? No. It's breaking out. I mean, it looks really, really strong. So there's a bunch of different names like that. There was another one, MT. I actually rolled a position out. Look at the MACD crossover here. So yeah, I mean, taking profits I think is smart, but there's a lot of names that are not showing much weakness, even though we saw what happened at the end of the day today. It moved down. On the other hand, so you have to just go through your, take a look at your positions. I mean, Caterpillar was a name that I also owned. And look at what Caterpillar did today, right? It failed. It failed and went and closed below the 50-day moving average. So that's enough for me. Like that's enough of an exit for me. I held that this week. I made that into a profitable position. For a while, it was not. That was a position that I think I added 2 weeks ago. So that's good enough. I mean, and it was an April call position too. So some of these things I don't necessarily need to, hang on to and be long in the tooth, especially with an April position. If it loses the momentum, and it just barely did at the end of the day. So this is a name to watch that I could keep an eye on. But for now, hey, closed out of the 50-day moving average. I was kind of looking to reduce a little bit of the risk that I put on the last couple weeks. And that's a perfect name that I think looked fine to get out of for the day. But everything is on a case-by-case situation. So, just because there's a little bit of volatility present, I think respect the price action and respect support and resistance. But, even though we saw a lot of end of day puts go up with these headlines, I still think don't get spooked out of, my approach is not to get spooked out of the market with a couple headlines that are on the tape. And just if something breaks resistance, so be it. And respect that price. If it doesn't, if it closes on its highs and looks like it's got more to go and it's not even, it doesn't look weak at all, then let it ride. All right, guys, thanks for watching the quick video. We'll have a ton more out this weekend in the weekend newsletter that we put together every weekend. But you have to be a member. Go to TribecaTradeGroup.com. You get 2 weeks free to check it out, and you get the newsletter for free this weekend over the long weekend. Have a great weekend. Thanks.